All right, sports fans, today we're going to show you how to make some Lacey cookies. My grandfather down in San Antonio, he used to make these when we'd come to visit. Anyway, they're sort of like pralines, but not really. They're their own thing, but they're pretty easy to make. So here's what you're going to need. You need some of that parchment paper. You're going to need a chopper. You're going to chop up some pecans to make 1 cup of chopped pecans and make them almost not really dust, but small like that. You're going to need half a cup of sugar and 1/4 cup of flour and 1/2 stick of butter, which is 4 tablespoons. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of honey. And if you use local honey, it'll help with your allergies as well. Yahoo. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of vanilla and a dash of salt. I like to use kosher salt when I'm cooking because it dissolves in stuff readily. All right, so you preheat the oven to 350. Oven. All right, in a pan, melt the butter. Put the honey in there and the sugar. Now we're going to dissolve that. When the sugar dissolves, we're going to kick up the heat till it just starts to boil. And hopefully I'll get a good shot of that. It gets real fluffy kind of feeling, real light. When it hits that boiling point there. So that's pretty good right there. I think we're going to stop that, bring it off the fire, and now we're going to put in all of our other stuff, our flour, our pecans, our vanilla, and our salt. Okay, so I've mixed all that stuff together, and now we're going to plop it onto the cookie sheet with our parchment paper on it. I'll try to do this one-handed. So you're just going to make these little, you don't want to put too much in one spot, because these things, when they cook, they spread out and get flat. I'm going to put them all on here and then I'll start the camera again. Time out. All right, so that's what they look like when they're ready to go in the oven. So I'm going to put these in the oven, and in the meantime, I'm going to dish out the next one onto its parchment paper before this gets too cool. I can usually make up 3 sheets of these, so that's 9 a sheet. And like I say, I might have put too much there. They're gonna run when they cook. They spread out really big. You'll see, and they're gonna run into each other. So I have to probably break them apart from each other when they're done cooking. So in the time that I've put these on there, it's been about 3 or 4 minutes. And boy, my oven doesn't have a very good view, but they're starting to spread out, and I'll show you when they're done when you take them out. Okay, you see that they kind of pop down in the middle. They'll kind of get a little bit holy or something, and that's when I think they're done. So we'll take that out of here and slide it onto a little rack for cooling. Okay, it's on a little rack. Get a little air underneath it. We'll take the next one, slide it up on there. Put them doogers in the oven. Voila. So you can see they spread out quite a bit. And you sit on this cooling rack, and they'll start getting hard here pretty soon. So we got one batch in the oven, we got one on standby, and we got one cooling. Now I have seen, when my mom used to make these, and she wasn't my grandfather, she was second in line, but she used to take these off when they're not quite hard yet. And she would kind of roll them like that. And we've done them like that. You know, they make kind of a, I don't know, it looks like it came from some bakery. But we've done them like that before. I don't know, that they're not as fun to eat as when they're firm. These will get hard in a minute. By the time these are firming up, the ones in the oven, the next dose will be done. And you can see, like I was saying, if you make too big of a drop, you end up having to cut these and separate them from each other, because they spread on out real flat. But I mean, it's not a big deal either. So they kind of bubble and collapse down a little bit and turn a little slightly darker brown and get little holes in them, sort of. See the little holes in them? That's how you know when they're done. Slide them to the rack, take the next one. Well, we got one batch still in the oven, but you end up with about 24 cookies, basically. You know, see, this one kind of was 2, but it spread into one big one. And like I say, a little less honey, and they'd have been a little crisper. I mean, heck, you can't go wrong. I mean, butter, honey, sugar, vanilla. What the heck? Pecans. There's nothing but good stuff in there. Yahoo! All right, bye.